Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Anime Circuit, the first podcast of 2015, REMIXED. That does not refer to the new visuals you are seeing, but first, let's get the important stuff out of the way, our introductions. I am your host, Drake. With me, I have Miles.
We already recorded everything, but it's all Will's fault because he lost the files.
Yes, it is my fault.
So, we're gonna redo this, and maybe we'll add some different kind of content. I don't know, but whatever.
And Will!
So much hype.
Are you ready, guys? Because we're starting off with Drake?
Not Buso Renkin, but Parasyte.
Parasyte!
That's now a separate video, due to our new change in format, where we're trying to split up the videos to be more categorized.
Digestible.
Yeah, that too. That word. So speaking of digestion, who's eating people? Not the parasites this episode. In Parasyte.
That was a beautiful segue.
What the fuck was that?
That was the best segue I've ever heard.
Digestion? Where the fuck did that come from?
Episode 13. Now we've added Parasyte to the list because we didn't cover it last season, and it's easily one of the best shows of last season. So we figured that since we didn't cover it last podcast, now we try to catch it this season, this cour, so that we didn't miss out on this great show.
But first, a quick recap of all of our thoughts on the first season. First half of the season of Parasyte, the maximum.
It was awesome.
It was fucking amazing, and we told you guys last season that it was fucking amazing, so why aren't you watching it now? So get on that shit, come back, and then we'll talk about it. Alright, you're good, you're caught up. Let's go.
Parasyte's one of those shows that likes to walk the borderline of what qualities you associate with a human being.
What measures a non-human? I like how the romance aspect is used to help illustrate where the line is in the show. And every episode shows Shinichi waver to one side or the other of the line, but still manage to keep himself relatively near the line. Like, he'll go, like, crazy logical on one side, like with the end of 12, to illogical, normal Shinichi, like at the end of this one. He doesn't stay in the middle. He kind of wavers to each side.
So, my thoughts on Parasyte have been diminishing. We've had crack theories, and we've walked the borderline of humanity with Shinichi for a while now, and I think it's getting repetitive.
It is kind of getting repetitive.
If I never thought Ryoko was like this scary of a lady until like she approaches her child and then is just like silent. Like, I silence you. And I'm just like, I don't think that's how we talk to children, but okay. Alright, lady, sure. I hope this child has a really good future. Not with you.
This bitch. Oh my god, this bitch. She fucking goes up to the old lady. She's like, yo, hey, thanks for the baby. The baby's fucking crying and shit, and then she just grabs the baby's head, and she's just like, shut the fuck up, you little cunt, and then the baby just falls asleep. And it's like, what the fuck? Do you know how many parents want to have that ability, want to have that sort of power and control over their children at that age? I mean, seriously. That is the shit right there. That is the shit that everyone wants but never gets. And this bitch did it. So props.
Miles Parenting 101. Any things you liked about this episode, guys?
Fucking the claw, the everything. This episode was fucking fantastic.
Yep.
I loved every bit of it, except for the little bit of forced romance drama, but it helped to show Shinichi, but yeah.
The forced romance drama was the only thing I kind of liked about this episode, because I'm losing interest in Shinichi, but continually growing more and more interest in his relationships with people. And so, the giant Miki Claw, as he's thinking about telling Urano the truth, was just a fantastic moment for an otherwise dull episode.
No. That's not what I mean. I mean, yeah, I like those relationships. I just don't like that girl as a character, and overall, she's just very bland. And whenever she comes on the screen, it's just like...
Kana was best girl!
Yeah.
Yuki Sawashiro is always best girl.
No. The freaking in girl. She was best girl.
In girl?
You can't even remember her name. She's talking about the bitch with the freckles.
Yeah. She was best girl. She's
Oh.
still waiting for him. She's like, I'll be waiting. And then he leaves. And he's like, okay, bitch. And it's like, no, she was best girl!
And so Shinichi's harem was never to be seen.
No, he still has the in girl.
If he ever sees her again.
If.
Right. She's the in-canon romance because Murano broke up with him and Kana's dead.
And then Glasses Girl kind of faded out.
Glasses girl wasn't even into him.
At like the very beginning, wasn't she?
I think she kind of was at the start too. You know, this is why I made my crackpot theory about like the parasites kind of releasing their own pheromones, because it seemed like everyone at one point had a dialogue that was in some way, shape, or form, you know, praising Shinichi about how attractive he is.
For being
Well,
bland.
he was already apparently attractive in the first place, so whatever. To those people. Because he hung out with them.
Was Shinichi that tight with those type of guys who like all of his friends were just girls?
I mean, he has no male friends.
He was one of those dudes who had just girls as friends. I used to be like that. Shit, middle school, that's what I was. Can we move on to the next show already? This is all your fault, Will. Why did you do this to us? Parasyte is fucking awesome. You should be fucking watching it, and you should watch the next podcast because this one is very... bleh.
So guys, were you ready?
We were ready. Ready.
You were ready, despite not ladies?
What are you talking about? Drake, you are completely wrong in that statement. Because I am ready. And I am a lady.
Dun dun dun!
Welcome to Idolmaster Cinderella Girls. The first episode. And the greatest idol episode that I have ever fucking seen. Except for episode 8 of Idolmaster. That one was much better. But whatever.
Miki best girl.
No!
Dude, alright, know it. Alright, Idolmaster, Miki best girl, Idolmaster Cinderella Girls, Mika best girl. I think there's a trend going on here. Just saying.
You know what? Let's just fucking talk about Cinderella Girls and talk about the real best girl of this show. And that is Producer San. He is the fucking greatest thing that ever happened to this series ever. Oh my fucking god, he is amazing.
So this ain't producer of the first Idolmaster.
No.
Even though this is in canon the same universe and sequel to the original Idolmaster. But this dude, who apparently had the same fucked up parents who just named him producer, you know, this guy, he's the best thing that ever happened.
To idol anime.
To ever happen in any idol show ever. He's such a creeper, but he's awesome.
He's the most stone-faced man ever.
He's not stone-faced, he's serious. He's serious about his work.
He is a bamf.
He's serious about his smiles. That's why he never gives any.
When that cop approached Rin and he approached the cop and stood over him, he's just like, why don't you listen to her more? And I'm just like, yeah!
He's just like, hey, why don't you listen to her more? He came in like fucking Ghost Rider, Deus Ex Machina shit. Like, bitch, get out of the way. I am the plot device.
With the best style of recruitment ever.
I like your smile.
Even when I can't see it.
It's the potential for the smile.
Right? No, because he's like that silent dude who says like all the... Like, you watch, like, any movie, and I feel like the biggest comparison you can actually make is to, like, some kind of stereotypical action film, where he's, like, that big guy who's silent for the entire time, but then, like when everyone's, like, down on their luck, he says, like, that one poetic thing that gets everyone pumped. Producer San is that dude. And so, like, when Rin doesn't want to become an idol, he's just like, you know, I can really tell that it's, like, you're not going anywhere in your life, and you don't like your life. But you join me. You come to the idol side. And all of a sudden, I can show you a whole new world.
One of us.
One
of us.
One of us. One of us. One of us. One of us. One of us. One of us. One of us. One of us. One of us. One of us. One of us. One of us. One of us. One of us. One of us. One of us. One of us. One of us. One of us. Okay, I'm done. One of us.
I think Miles is broken.
So yeah, you're not watching this show for the Cinderella Girls, even though I don't know what Cinderella about them. You're watching this show for producer San, and this is the Idolmaster Pisan. You know, like this. That's what the subtitle should be.
Namco Pro.
No, he's not Namco Pro anymore. You can't call him Namco Pro because Namco means 765.
For reasons that we don't understand.
He's 364 or some shit. It's just dumb.
Everyone's a fucking number in this show.
Oh, just cogs in the machine. The idol machine.
The idol money-making machine.
Wait, maybe that means that the guy who managed Jupiter was the good guy. He was like the one non-numbered guy, right?
No, I think he was like he was like 961 or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
He had a number. Okay, so you know what? I want to give some clever props to A1 here to actually owing to airing this show on midnight. I was like, you know, that's airing this show at midnight. That's
clever.
I mean, it's not the like cleverest thing, but I see what you did there. You're having fun with the broadcast times, you know, behind the scenes. I get your little inside joke. I see it. And then, you know, despite the show being in canon from the first Idol last year, it's actually doing a lot of things different. For one, we're seeing origin stories, which we never really saw in the first series at all. You know, so everyone's getting recruited this time, you know, as compared to being already prepared. And this premiere was way more formulaic, but at the same time, it also helped the premiere because I don't think any of us really liked it. But despite, you know, the first episode of Idolmaster being something that was kind of torturous to watch at points, I mean, I saw some kind of magic in it, you know, reflecting upon Idolmaster. You know, there's some magic in, you know, seeing the show so bad at one point and then so good at the end. And, you know, if everything's just good at the start...
It was not good at the end. It kind of blew at the end.
I thought it got good at the end.
It totally got good.
So...
Bleh.
So anyways, so then, you know, seeing the show here be already good, I mean, I'm not going to make any future assumptions and whatnot. I mean, this is the Idolmaster team, and I hope they fucking do a good job all over again. And yeah, like, a really good premiere, but a little bit more of a formulaic premiere. And I just don't want to see this series lose the magic that the first one had, you know, by kind of keeping things at a status quo. But beside that, this was fucking excellent.
It was great. Though I don't like the main characters.
I don't even remember all their names. I remember Rin, and I don't remember the other girl.
Uzuki.
And I think the one to come up in episode 2 is going to be named Mio. I don't know why Miko's not in this cast. Fuck you, whoever casted these characters. Oh, speaking of which, there is actually a kind of a goal to reach before, because in the first Idolmaster, you didn't really know where the series was going. It was just a very character-driven story.
It was get better.
Here's kind of a goal / parallel to kind of what these girls have to meet, you know. So we actually have this fully established idol group, and I don't mean in the same way that Ryu Komachi was. I mean these girls aren't even starting out. Like these girls, making up of Mika and some other Cinderella girls. I don't know, you know, full on success, right? Like big concert. They had their moment. The opening credits was of just this music video of just these girls. And you kind of see, now you kind of know that it's like, all right, great. So this is what our Cinderella girls that Pisan is recruiting, you know, kind of have to meet up to. This is what they have to look up to. This is the image that they have to get right here. So it's in a lot of ways doing a lot of things better, you know, not making any of the same mistakes that the original made, but I like the mistakes that the original made.
So what's the next show?
The next show is Death Parade.
Never do that again.
No, seriously.
Never again.
Please.
Dude, you gotta get hype.
I am
You
hyped.
have this
Seth
opening.
Parade.
It is hype.
I was, but then you did that.
You gotta join in the festivities of this opening. If you're not festive, we're not gonna review Death Parade.
Ariba. I'm festive now.
Miles. Miles, would you come back with something festive?
I am back with beer.
That's festive. All right, great, because this is bar related, and let's talk about Quindecum, our favorite bar in the afterlife. So, how did you guys like Death Parade?
It was amazing.
It was pretty fucking awesome. Although I don't really necessarily like the opening. It's very jarring, which is cool, but it's not my cup of tea. Or my glass of alcohol.
Dude, I fucking dug this opening so hard. I mean, I don't know what's more jarring for people. People who saw Death Billiards first, like me, and then saw this opening was just like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden returned back to formula. Or people who saw the Death Billiards opening, thought, festive. And then watched the actual episode and were like, what the fuck?
I'm wondering how they came to the decision for that.
I'm pretty sure they did it on purpose. Like, there's some real irony to this whole idea that it's like, hey, it's like games and, you know, a bar and maybe, you know, everyone at this bar is kind of used to, you know, the formula that they put everyone through, you know, each time a new customer comes in. I don't know. But there was a sort of friendliness to the opening that I really liked and would think was purposely done.
Also, the girl with pastel-colored hair is best girl.
Talking about the little shrimp?
Yeah. The one who played DDR in the opening.
That was pretty fucking awesome.
She's already best girl.
I cannot wait to see the DDR dance off. Oh my fucking god.
If
Each
that's an
missed
actual
note.
game, that would be awesome.
That has to be a fucking episode. We saw darts. We saw darts in the opening. I'm pretty sure that there was darts in the opening.
Each missed note is like an electric shock.
Dude, do you know how fast they would have to be, like, thinking, though, in their minds as they try to, like, step to each beat? It'd be like, it's like, alright, I need to weigh, like, the pros and cons of this situation, like, and, like, every half second.
That would be terrible, okay? Please don't do that. Just have them play songs and just be like, dance, dance all night, and then
They do the opening.
whoever gets the highest score hurts the other person, and it's like, no, why would you do that? My legs are broken. Now I can't even dance.
This is quite horrible. Alright, no, seriously, Death Parade was
Amazing.
was easily, you know, the darkest
Show of the season.
premiere.
We're laughing at it, and it's the darkest thing this
It
season.
is.
We shouldn't be doing this. It's the darkest show, and we should be treating it seriously because there was a lot to think about and a lot to take in this premiere. Now, I, for one, am someone who saw Death Billiards
So did I.
and really liked Death Billiards better. So this episode was really a parallel to Billiards in terms of how the entire episode played out, right? Two people show up, they play their game, and there's kind of this, you know, back and forth, and it's as simple as that, right? One gets one good ending, one gets one bad ending, and then, but when it comes to that simple formula, I still think Billiards really did it better, because Billiards had, it ended on this really nice speech that gave me a lot of feels, dealing with social class and, you know, and how, and, you know, the unfairities of life, and then this whole forgiveness speech from unfairities, and then this whole
Speech from Declan.
then this whole speech from Deckham that was just really heartfelt and touching, and I was like, just so much feels here. And I didn't really get the feels from Death Parade because things kind of just finished. What?
Get fucked up, and then it's like, boom, done.
Yeah, I mean, things just, once all the secrets got revealed and all the truth came out, that was kind of it, and people just sort of went on their way. I mean, like, Takeshi, I think his name was. Yeah, I mean, he kind of had his emotional breakdown, but you know, not nearly to the really good degree of the emotional breakdown we saw in Billiards, I thought, because it just didn't take its time. It just didn't take its time with it. This episode, it's not that this episode was rushed. I just think there was way too much time playing the actual game instead of focusing on the characters' emotions, because it was more focused on the truths rather than how the characters actually felt.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
But I don't know, because I didn't watch Billiards.
Yeah, well, you should do that. So, when it comes to the truths of Death Parade, a lot of people do enjoy looking at them and, and breaking them apart and, thinking who's telling the truth, who's lying, who's telling the truth when, who's lying when, was she really pregnant, was she really a gold digger, was she, it's like, did she ever really, love Takeshi, did she not, what, was it fair for Takeshi, to freak out the way he did, and who really went where, because where Death Billiards had this, from the fan subs, had this strong sense of Christianity in the dialogue, Funimation subs were kind of contrasting what was going on, where at the very beginning it was established, one door goes to heaven, one door goes to hell. And then at the end, all of a sudden, it's one door goes to reincarnation and one door goes to the void. Now, the devil mask was the void, and the angel-style mask, I don't remember what you actually call these kind of masks, I know that's the name for it. But the angel-style mask...
Oni and something.
Yeah, but so those masks, and then the angel-style mask was reincarnation. Now, some people see it in a Christian way, some people see it in a Buddhist way, whether the void kind of means damnation, or if it means escaping life and going on to live eternal peace, while reincarnation means going to live on your life, and life sucks, in case you think life sucks, or, maybe it means, being birthed into a new life, or trying life again, or something. So that's open to interpretation. And, all the characters' actions is open to interpretation. And I'm going to ask you two what you thought happened. Miles.
I thought the obvious happened. Like, the way that they just stated it, they're like, yeah, heaven, hell, good job. And it was like, oh, that was a little disappointing at the end, but whatever, it was fucking awesome.
You think she cheated?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, like, the way they stated it, it's kind of like, yeah, no, she fucking cheated. So, yeah, now, there we go. If it wasn't the truth, then they couldn't end the fucking games, is my guess.
I consider it the truth.
Of course, that's coming from the fact that I haven't seen Billiards. I don't know what Billiards is like other than what you've told me so far.
I consider it the truth because there was the visual moment of her actually in bed with another man. Now, whether she actually still, didn't love Takeshi or not is a different story, but I'm gonna kind of say no, because it was the end of the game, and it kind of really didn't matter how crazy things got, because shit had already hit the fan a long time ago. And, for her to cheat on her husband, probably, yeah, means that she didn't love him, and if I'm gonna roll with the idea that she cheated, then I might as well roll with the idea that she didn't love him, it's only fair, it's what the visual imagery gave us, despite her behavior being kind of sporadic, and because of that sporadicness, some people say that, they thought she was faking it, all to which, definitely good theories, and I'm not gonna deny them, but, I have my thoughts and people have theirs, and that's why this is a really good discussionary show. Will, what was your thought?
I can agree with you that, it was obvious she cheated, and I still think I might be going with a Christian kind of thing, with reincarnation being the good end, because...
But the end, the preview, they're like Buddhism, and it's like, what?
Still, the ED proved that the friend existed. The matchy friend existed.
I never looked at the ED, and I don't think too many people did either, so you bringing that up is something I actually really want to go back and check out. There's visual imagery everywhere. That's great. I mean, even something else that was really clever, and this is why I wish they didn't state out loud who went where, is because you could have let the visual imagery speak for itself, because that on one side was Angel Mask and one side was the Devil Mask when they came off the elevators. But when they went back on the elevators, on the same sides that they came out on, you noticed, if you were paying attention, because the camera was kind of panned out for this moment for you to capture everything, the masks were switched. And I was like, yo, like, this is really clever. And then I really like this. And I was wondering if what was going on in the characters' heads was maybe them not paying attention to the mess. Or maybe they were. You know, this was a really silent moment. And I just wanted to let the moment speak for itself. But post credits, you know, the other characters come down and they're like, oh, so someone went here and someone went here. And I was just like, I don't like that too much. Episode 2, though, the preview for that doesn't really seem like it's going to be a game. It seems like it's going to be world expansion stuff, because we kind of get getting shots of, like, new places and, you know, different characters. So that's something to look forward to. Is pretty cool. Wondering why characters have different eyes is pretty cool. And then something else that shocked me the most, though, was the assistant of billiards, you know, coming down at the end of Parade here, and then kind of talking as if she's not used to this whole process, as if she's like a newbie. And so, you know,
Yeah.
to give her a character arc would be kind of interesting to see. So I'm looking forward to that.
I want to see how they handle someone who's not really used to the formula, because that'll be really interesting to see.
Okay, so Durarara X2
To Shou.
because you need an X. You need some creative fucking title to throw into your shit that I always really hate for some stupid reason. Just call it season 2, or just call it episode 26, because apparently 25 is canon. I don't fucking know. I hate when shows do their little fucking creative things. Kami-sama Hajime Mashita circle. Ah! What does it mean?
Tokyo Ghoul Route A. What the fuck are you doing?
But regardless, so the premiere for season 2 was disappointing, to say the least.
To say the least, yeah, it was pretty fucking disappointing.
It was a waste.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how to feel about this. Okay, no, actually, I do know completely how to feel about this premiere. This season, okay, like, when it comes to Studio Shuka, I knew something was up the instant they said 3-split chorus. And I'm like, you must have a lot of faith in Durarara, and you must really love that show. I underestimated how much they love Durarara. This episode was not like a premiere for a season 2. I don't even feel like it was really like a reintroduction for the sake of season 2. This was like a fangasm tribute / advertisement for season 1. And I just got kind of mad in all actuality at how much I felt like, you know, my time was wasted, because I was like, I get it. I understand how much you fucking are in love with Durarara. All your callbacks and all your flashbacks. Even the fucking ending was just the first ending all over again, but with new characters and new music. But besides that, it's the same fucking thing. And every time you go back to season 1, you just talk about, you know, how great season 1 was, you know? And then I was just like, you need to stop being an advertisement, one giant advertisement, either for Durarara or just Dengeki in general. I mean, when you literally went off, like, when those fucking otaku weeaboo nut jobs were going off and listing off all these shitty visual novels, it was so hard to listen
Light
to.
novels.
Light novels.
Death Gun.
Death Gun.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god, it was so bad.
Did you actually
just
call
like, these characters
the villain Death Gun? I was like, you went there. This premiere didn't sit well with me. I mean, it should be trying to establish its own identity.
Yep.
And saying, here's how the journey's going to move forward. But it didn't. It didn't try to at all. We got some new characters, but that's literally it. And so far, these new characters have added nothing either. The closest we got to anything was this little tease that there's, like, a serial killer on the loose. And that was, like, 5 seconds of, like, a news report. And besides that, it was just a romantic comedy episode. And I was like, this is what Durarara has turned into? Apparently. I won't deny it was entertaining. I mean, it was. It's just, this isn't the show I signed up for. And looking back on it, like, I'm more upset with it the more I think about it than, like, when I initially finished the episode.
It just progressively gets worse and worse in your head because we don't have any more information so far. We see all this promise, but we see all this bullshit before that. It's like, oh, why? I can't even be hype about this shit anymore because, fuck, dude, this show is depressing.
Hey, but because nothing happened in this episode, maybe that leaves so much room open for tons of good things to happen in episode 2.
Yeah, but the problem is, it was the fucking
First
episode of the second season. It's supposed to be the catch episode. I don't care what you say, the first episode is gonna make or break your series. Dude, I am sick and tired of this bullshit in the industry.
Bullshit!
Where we have to go ahead and just fucking repeat everything.
Dude, we haven't seen the max amount of bullshit that this season has yet to deliver. Not yet. Not yet. But we're about to. In Aldnoah.Zero.
Aldnoah.Zero.
Season 2, Episode 1.
Episode 13. You know what? Okay, actually, thank you for calling it fucking episode 13. Thank you. That's all you get from me. Thank you. Oh, and also, Inko in a bikini. Thank you. That's also all you get from me.
Worst girl. No, worst girl is, the maid.
I want to burn that little bitch at the stake.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking the little maid shit. You know what? Hold on. How did she get up into fucking space when she was with the Earthlings last?
Right, the Martians took her back, and I was like, why?
No, wait,
How?
no. This is a theory that I came up with, okay? I bet she is gonna be a fucking clone, and that's the bullshit explanation that they're gonna have for her being in two places at once.
No, she's not even with the Earthlings right now. We've seen.
No, we don't know that. We haven't seen her yet.
I just said that we've seen.
We haven't seen her yet. But I'm just feeling it. She's gonna be like some clone bullshit, and it's gonna be like, what the fuck?
So, you know, the thing I hate about this episode the most is not this episode itself, but myself. For not guessing this. Like, I've seen so much shit pull this trope, like, time and time and time again. I called it for things like Black Bullet, where I was just like, he's gonna be RoboCop. And then all of a sudden, Inoho dies, and I'm just like, man, I really wonder what stupid way they're gonna bring him back. And then all of a sudden, he's RoboCop. And I'm like, why didn't I guess this? So, the least interesting character has not left this series. And, you know, and it's a fucking... It's a milestone that he's now able to make small talk. And I was like, I'm glad to see that we're progressing ish. It's not that we should have been here a long time ago, I would think. And then Aldnoah's whole, Inoho's whole scene where he comes up with this brilliant idea to stop the ice guy, because they're fighting an ice-themed dude who freezes everything. And then Inoho's big fucking idea to defeat this ice dude is to shoot his own mech with grenades. Like 20 grenades, I'm pretty sure, according to his count. And that's how he stays warm. And he beats the dude, and he finishes the fight with, like, the line where he's like, I took more damage than I thought I would. And I was like, what the fuck did you think was gonna happen?
By blowing up your own mech.
Giant ass explosion all of a sudden. It's like, what the fuck? How did that even happen? Wouldn't it just thaw out, not fucking go into a fiery blaze? Jesus Christ.
This shit was... I don't think you can get more dumb than the chick who turned her hands into one molecule, and that's why they couldn't be destroyed. But this shit got pretty fucking close to that, in terms of Aldnoah science.
Yeah. Space wind.
At least it looked cool.
I won't deny that! I mean, if you could turn your brain off for Aldnoah and enjoy some visuals.
That's what I did. That's kind of what I did. I was like, at least it looked cool.
So, taking us into space, we have Slane and Sazbum, the two best characters in the whole show. You know, back kind of doing their maniacal evil thing together, I guess. Because Slane confirmed official villain now. Which I'm actually kind of liking, which I'm actually kind of proud of. Because I liked Slane's whole character arc in the first season, where he has allies on both sides, and so he's kind of being pulled back and forth and doesn't really know what to choose. And then finally, he loses everything that he's fighting for on the Earth side. You know, I mean, yeah, Sazbum killed Princess of Salem, but Princess of Salem was the only thing holding Slane to the Earth side, right? So now that she's gone, and Sazbum is still in some way, shape, and form a technical ally to Slane. Slane's like, yo, Sazbum, let's go, and let's just be, you know, the best fucking Martian orbital knights this fucking Martian world has ever seen, yo. So, and then it's to seeing them kind of as a maniacal duo. It's kind of charming.
Dude, Slane was off his fucking rocker.
Yo.
He was fucking awesome. He was the best character so far. Oh my god, I love him now. He's just like, nope, fuck everything.
I will kill everything.
No, not I will kill everything. He's just like, nope, fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm crazy. I'm just fucking crazy now. I love being crazy. It's awesome.
I think the scene was cool where he, like, basically made Sazbum help him. He's like, yeah. You could bleed out here and
He's
die.
Like, you're gonna fucking
We're gonna heal the princess.
deal with me, bitch. Because I'm a badass now, all of a sudden. I'm gonna stop fucking whining my ass off and be the badass that I was portrayed to be in my character design.
In my character trailers.
Because I have white hair!
Blonde.
You know every character with white hair has to be a complete badass at some point or time.
Anime, including senior citizens, does not count.
Yeah. Though they're gray. They don't have the same luster.
Are you kidding? Every, like, grandma and grandpa are badasses in anime. Seriously, they'll come in and whoop ass all of a sudden. It's like, what the fuck?
So, I mean, Aldnoah gets dumb a lot of the time, but I never gave it enough credit for how dumb it could actually get. When it comes to the Aldnoah power, and people initially theorized that it's like lip contact is the way to pass on Aldnoah, I was like, nah, son.
No.
You can't get that dumb.
Yeah, that's not,
Aldnoah,
it's not that
that's
bad.
Too dumb. But no! That wasn't too dumb!
Drake's a broken man now.
And so, you know, going from there, something else kind of clever that A1 Pictures did behind the scenes, again, you know, kind of like how I gave them credit for the whole midnight thing with Cinderella Girls. Here, the little clever thing they pulled, which was kind of nice, was Princess of Salem being in, like, every PV, and then you saying, oh man, she's alive, you know, and then just like, no one dies in Aldnoah.Zero, and still no one dies in Aldnoah.Zero, but the character that we saw the entire time was not Princess of Salem. It's some other chick in a wheelchair.
Princess Limerina? I think her name? Limerina?
Whatever.
With the shape-shifting technology, because we saw that in Season 1, and it, you know, and then so it's something we could buy. It's something that's, you know, within continuity, and I'm like, alright, clever. I see what you did there. But, one thing, refraction and ray light scattering, it's still the same fucking thing.
It's still total BS, and that was how Idaho figured it out.
And like, is that, I mean, I understand how he figured it out the way he did, but Aldnoah's science is just mind-boggling. And like, the way like refraction was worked into her speech was so forced, so that Idaho could hear this speech and say, I don't think that's her.
If Aldnoah ever gets stoned, I want you to voice act Idaho doing that voice.
With the show, I've been so done for the show with a long time, for a long time. But I'm reviewing it anyways.
At least the music's still good. Hiroyuki Sawano killing it.
but it still kind of sounds like all the same tracks from season 1. Like, I didn't hear anything that stood out to me as different. Yeah, so, I mean, that's, long story short, Aldnoah.Zero sucks. This season sucks. I mean...
Death Parade's awesome.
We're graced by Death Parade, and we're graced by some of the carryovers from fall.
And we're blessed by Cinderella Girls.
Cinderella Girls is the show.
No, we're blessed by producer San.
At least we still have Yowamushi Pedal.
Yep. Get on there.
Which I'm sure neither of you are actually watching.
I am. I'm 1 episode behind.
Well, I have not watched anything since that review of Yowamushi Pedal.
It's so fucking hype!
So, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the first episode of Anime Circuit Winter 2015 Remixed. And I have been Drake. That was Miles.
Jesus Christ, this episode was horrible.
And Will.
Well, I'm sorry, I fucked it up.
And may next episode be an original composition.